Well, good afternoon and welcome to the second Forums International webinar. My name is Laurie Beagle. I'm Managing Director of Forums International, and I'm pleased to have Joanne Day from CoCredo, who are our corporate partners. Who's going to take you through innovation in UK credit reporting. If during the session you've got any questions, there's a chat box, and what we'll do, we'll get to those questions either as they come up or in the Q&A session at the end. Also, just to let you know that this is being recorded, and there will be a copy of the webinar available on the Forums International website in a couple of days' time. So we're ready to start. So for those of you who don't know Forums International, let's give you a little bit of background. Started in 2015, however, we have been running forums since 1991. And our granddaddy, or great-granddaddy, I suppose, of them all is a forum that we started in January 1991. It's just had its 156th meeting and it's in its 27th year. I've chaired 154 of those. Now, our forums provide opportunities for credit and finance professionals to meet, discuss key trading challenges in their specific industries, and to share experiences and problems and create new and best practices, and most importantly, talk about how to succeed in the future. And of course, with Brexit on the horizon, there is lots to talk about, and will be even more, I'm sure, as time goes by. They are learning experiences where the agenda items are dictated by the members, and they're not lecture-based, but interactive workshops and discussions. We work on the basis that they're on a 50-50 basis, where 50% of the session is led by a subject matter expert, and the other 50% is where the attendees can share their experiences. Now, if you put those two things together, it becomes quite powerful. Now, for those of you who've not attended a forum before, it's free to attend your first meeting. We want you to come along, meet the members, engage for yourself the benefits before making any commitment to join. Just to get some feedback from three of our members, Christine Knowles, who's a director of Waycrest. She's a member of our telecoms group, which has been running since 2001. I think she's been a member for certainly the last 15 years. Norman Chung, who is a member of the Credit Professionals Forum that meets in Bracknell, and he's also a long-time member and been, I think, a member of around about another 15 years. And Jonathan Swan, who gets the gold star because him and his team belong to more forums than anybody else. So we're very, very pleased to have his support. I'm not going to run through all of these, but our current portfolio is of 9 forums, which will change for next year. But we run forums in the business office supplies, to IT, to telecoms, to pharmaceuticals, cross-industry groups like the Credit Professionals Forum and the Senior Management Forum, and technical forums like the SAP User Group. Now, the SAP User Group's been running since 1998. So, and still very, very strong. Now, a few new things for 2019. Our IT Distributor Forum so far has always met in the UK, and we've had an offer to run it at Ingram Micro in Sofia in Bulgaria next year, which we are going to do. We've also in the past had a very strong IT forum, international IT forum, which hasn't met for a while now, but we're revamping that for next year. So watch this space if you're in the IT sector. Manufacturers, distributors, software providers and service providers are all welcome. We're also expanding our pharmaceutical forum to take in manufacturers, so to more on an international basis. And because pharmaceuticals are on a global stage. So again, more news for the new year. And I know that a lot of people keep asking about the golf and archery tournaments, which we run for a couple of years. We didn't run it this year, but next year it will be back on the calendar. And we are going to be running it this time as a charity event, and we'll be supporting Diabetes UK. Now, another one thing that is really exciting is that we actually are going virtual for those that can't get the budget to travel. We tried this out when we had our telecoms forum in Montreal a few weeks ago, and it worked very, very well. And we're actually going to be rolling this out to our other forums so that people can join in the forum from their desk. So I'd like to hand over to Joanne, who's going to take us through innovation in UK credit reporting. Over to you, Joanne.
Thank you very much, Laurie. So hello, everybody. As Laurie said, my name's Joanne Day. I work for CoCredo. So some of you probably have heard of us and have known us before. But for those of you who don't know us, we provide company credit checks, both in the UK and internationally, alongside quite a few other sort of credit-related services as well. We're actually a data aggregator, so we aggregate data from a number of market-leading sources in order to give our customers the best data available. So thank you for your time, everybody, in coming to listen to the webinar. And like Laurie said, I'm happy to take questions, so you're welcome to type those during when I'm speaking or afterwards, and we'll sort of try and get to those afterwards. So, like Laurie said, I'm talking today about innovation in credit reporting. So I wanted to talk about innovation, but in particular in the credit reporting industry. So I'm going to cover what innovation is and why it is so important, what innovations we've seen in credit reporting recently, our innovation process here at CoCredo, and also our most recent innovation, which is a dual report, which I'll show you later on in the presentation. So firstly, what is innovation? Innovation, it is the introduction of something new or different. It's people coming together to find solutions for existing problems or new requirements. Innovation helps to improve products or services, or indeed create completely new and unique products and services. Innovation is used in every type of business across a variety of industries and for a variety of reasons. So can be things like reducing environmental impact, increasing market share for that business, replacing any outdated services or products, improving health and safety, or just things like reducing costs, among many other reasons. So why is innovation so important? At CoCredo, we believe innovation is an extremely important part of our business practice. We believe all businesses should innovate in order to continually improve the service or the product that they offer. So as well as improving the end product, innovation can significantly improve processes and internal systems, streamline how business actually works from the inside. Keeping customers happy is obviously extremely important and should be one of the top priorities for any business. And innovation does really help with this. By providing improvements to a service or creating a new one, we're able to keep existing customers happy, therefore giving ourselves a good, strong retention rate, and also it enables us to attract new customers as well. These 2 points about improving internal systems and products join together to create a better experience for customers. And that's in terms of not only selection of products available, but also how we're able to deliver those as well. And happy staff should really be another huge priority for any business, and a company that allows its employees to have an input in moving the business forward can achieve this. We find employees don't just want to work to benefit themselves. Most people do take pride in the organisations they work for, and they do genuinely want them to prosper. So if you allow your staff to share in the process of innovation, it broadens the ideas pool, and it also grows a sense of pride within the business and within the teams in the business. So it really is a win-win for the business and for the employees as well. And you'll see from some of my next slides, I'm going to look back at the innovations in credit reporting, and we can see there why innovation is so important. because the services that have become available really are helping to change the way we deliver credit reporting. And we've become really reliant on those today, as I'm sure some of you will use some of these new products. So having a look back, what innovations have we seen in the recent history? I'm probably going back to a bit more history rather than recent here, but the biggest innovation in credit reporting in our recent history has been the move from sort of paper and fax disk-based credit reporting systems to actually an online system where people are able to gain information sort of 24/7. We're completely reliant on the internet now, and we all are, whether that's personally at home for sort of shopping, social networking and entertainment, or in the workplace for the simplest things like emails, right up to sort of research and accessing a variety of services, or even indeed watching a webinar. So our hunger for faster data and more of it is almost insatiable. So having immediate access to reports was a huge innovation in the industry. And taking this sort of one step further, we've actually introduced any device viewing now, making sort of on-the-go credit reporting more possible. You can view reports on tablets and phones, and that means that you don't lose any content by having it as any view, which gives you the ability to run reports wherever you are. Even if you're sort of a salesperson out on the road, you're able to generate a report on your iPhone or your tablet before going into a meeting to gain some more insight. So another innovation we've seen in the industry is company monitoring. Introduced fairly recently, I'd say in the last 10 to 20 years, companies are able to actually track what a business is up to in between their manual checks of a company. I'm sure most of you probably use a monitoring service at the moment. It's quite a popular service. And we have some excellent tracking mechanisms at CoCredo, which provide notifications of changes in the information on record for any given business that you've actually chosen to monitor. It's a really easy service. It provides daily or weekly updates of any changes, and you get that directly into your inbox. A more recent innovation in terms of monitoring is actually now the availability of international monitoring. So you can keep an eye on businesses globally as well as those in the UK. And we've actually seen lots of credit reporting companies fusing their services with other industry-related services. So examples of that would be marketing data, consumer reports, and debt recovery services. And this just provides customers with a more fully exclusive service meeting a variety of their needs. So another service that we're now able to offer is XML data. XML data delivery has given us many more options to offer our customers, and some of these have really changed the way that businesses are processing credit applications and also maintaining their credit accounts as well. So this XML delivery innovation allows us to integrate our data into a company's internal CRM system, so they can view credit data alongside all of their own system information as well. It allows us to integrate the data into software programs as well. So sort of accountancy software, any other sort of software program that a business is using, and the credit data can usually be integrated in there to help manage the credit accounts. We're also able to customise not only the look of the reports, but also the data that's included and what can be seen by a business. And we can take that one step further as well, as we can actually customise the score that we're providing to a business by taking into account sort of chosen parameters and metrics. And then we're able to give a view of an actual customised score as well. And then we've got automation of credit reporting services, which is becoming more and more popular now, because it takes away the need for manual generation of the reports, and it saves a significant amount of time for internal staff and also for anybody waiting for a decision about credit as well. So it's a great time-saving and cost-saving measure there. So innovations like these in particular have really changed the way that the credit industry works. And I think we'll see a lot more personalisation elements coming forward in the next couple of years and being taken up by businesses. They really are very useful. So another innovation we've seen is the introduction of portfolio management tools. And And that's sort of across the credit reference agencies. I think most of them provide some sort of portfolio management tool now, which many people use. Ours is called DNA, as you can see here, which stands for Dynamic Notification and Analysis. And it really can revolutionise the way a company manages its ledger by providing the ability to aggregate all of the searches into sort of a database spreadsheet style dashboard. And so you can see all the data then in one place when you log into the system. It's updated on a real-time basis, very easy to personalise, and it does allow the user to actually input some of their own data alongside the report data as well. So it can essentially work like a CRM system for companies that have a lot of credit accounts open but don't necessarily have an adequate CRM system in place. So some businesses we've found are not actually using all of these recent innovations. Some people have sort of got to monitoring and haven't gone any further than that. So you're welcome to look on our website if you feel like any of those could potentially be useful to you, or just to get an idea of sort of what's available on the market and what could help you internally with your business. So just wanted to give you a bit of an insight about our actual innovation process here at CoCredo. And I'll apply this in particular to our most recent innovation, which is our dual report. As you probably know, most innovations don't happen overnight. There's usually a process before the right idea can even come forward. So to bring about innovation, we first need to do some research, we gather information, and we also like to get feedback so we can identify areas in the business where there is potential for us to actually improve something. So last year we actually commissioned an independent review of the market, and we wanted to see what data was available from all the different suppliers out there. We wanted to eliminate any bias, so we did that with an external business, but then we carefully reviewed all the results internally as well. We received data not just on the UK, but we also did that internationally as well, because we did want to make sure we're giving our customers the best data available, both in the UK and sort of across the globe. And we also carried out some workshops and some focus groups, which some of you may have attended. So thank you for that. This was a really insightful process because we're actually able to speak to end users of credit reporting services, and particularly those with lots of knowledge about credit reporting and the industry as a whole. So we gained a lot of insight there. And finally, we listened to our customers and partner feedback. They're people who actually use our service on a daily basis. And we like to hear what our customers have to say so we can then develop ideas of how to improve the services they use and potentially come up with new services that would be useful to them. So once we've gathered all this information using a variety of these sources here, we get our heads together as a collective internally at CoCredo and we share our ideas. And as I said, it's not an overnight process. Sometimes this can happen several times before we come up with something that is usable and that we feel will actually benefit our customers. And we also need to make sure that that's technologically possible as well for us to create and deliver to our customers. And I think the right business culture is really essential in not just making innovation possible, but actually making it quite a fun process. And the open sort of family-like working environment we have at CoCredo really does help this happen effectively. It really does help us to come up with some great innovative ideas. So showing you what our hard work has then created. Obviously, once we come up with the idea, there's then a lot of hard work that goes on into actually bringing about something new. So this is our new product, the Dual Report, which we actually launched in March of this year. Hopefully some of you have seen this or potentially already use it. And it's got a range of different benefits, which I'll run through some of those with you. So some of the features and benefits of using the Dual Report is that it is a completely new service. It is unique to CoCredo, and as far as we're aware, it isn't available anywhere else. I don't think anyone's copied us just yet. So you can't get sort of this Dual Report anywhere else at the moment. It really does help customers to make more informed decisions by giving you more information. You know, you're getting an additional credit limit, an additional score, and of course 2 sets of report data as well. It eliminates the need for using 2 separate suppliers, which we found was quite a popular trend, people liking to use more than one supplier to gain more insight. that obviously it takes out the need for that. You get 2 lots of report data, as I said, and they're able to view alongside each other. So you can really see lots of information there. You're able to see the 2 sets of data, so you're getting two lots of information for every element within the report there. It's a lot more effective in terms of time as well, and effort. You know, you're only going to need to log into one system. You don't need to have 2 account managers, 2 contracts, 2 renewals each year. You know, everything is just in one place for you. And that keeps the customer service element very easy as well. It means we can deliver the customer service to you in one call, rather than you having to make 2 calls to 2 different suppliers to find out information about those 2 different scores. We've kept the consistent layout going as well for our customers, so we haven't wanted to alienate anyone by changing anything. It still looks the same. We're just showing 2 bits of data there, 2 sets of data. So just to give you a sort of a better understanding, rather than you imagining it in your head of what the dual report actually looks like. So this is an example here. As you can see, you're able to view both sets of data at once. And obviously, if this was a live example, I'd be able to click through it and show you the detail in the report there. But this is just an image. So if anybody does want to actually have a look at a live report, you're welcome to sort of pop your details in the chat box, and I'll send you a link or a sample afterwards if you do want to have a look at it in a bit more detail. So with any new innovation, of course, you do run the risk that it won't be positively received, particularly if it is something completely new. But happily, the dual report has actually been a complete success so far. We're really happy. We've been able to develop something new and unique. And from press and existing customers, we've had extremely positive feedback. So here's just a couple of examples of press that we've had over the coverage of the launch of the dual report. We found that many of our existing customers have now taken up using the dual report, and we've actually been able to attract some new customers with it as well, which is fantastic. But like with any product, there will of course be further versions that will improve, and hopefully over the next few years we'll be able to make lots of further developments to the dual report, and we're excited to see what's going to come of that. So thanks to our commitment to innovation, Dan Hancock's RMD was recently recognised at the Credit and Collections Award with an award for Technology Innovator Person of the Year. And we've won lots of awards over the years for a variety of different things. And this was, you know, a really great addition to those, especially to be recognised for something that we are really passionate about. So although innovation is obviously essential in driving forward not only our business but the industry as a whole, it is important that we stick to our core beliefs, passions and our overall business ethos. And part of that for us at CoCredo means continuing to deliver our award-winning customer service. And although technology has given us many different ways to communicate with our customers, sometimes the best thing we can offer them is just a phone that's answered within 3 rings by an actual person and who is happy and willing to assist you. And we intend to keep that tradition going, even as new technology evolves. So we've covered sort of what innovation is and how important it is. And I've highlighted some of the innovations for CoCredo and sort of the credit report industry as a whole. As we know, innovation helps to move businesses and industries forward and contributes to how fulfilled members of staff feel. And we've been in business for 15 years now, as this nice picture illustrates. And we're hoping to continue to innovate, and that by doing that, we'll grow our business and provide lots more new developments and exciting products for our customers. So thank you very much for your time. And perhaps we can go through if there's any questions.
I think we have one question there.
Okay.
Yeah, will dual report be spread outside the UK? And if so, when and where? Or where and when?
That is the overall intention. As I mentioned, obviously there's going to be further versions and improvements to the dual report. The intention is eventually to roll it out across probably Europe first and then worldwide. In terms of timescales, I'm not sure what we're looking at for that. Certainly not in the next 6 months to a year, but it's definitely going to be something we'll be working on fairly soon, I should imagine.
Well, Kevin McGarity said he would like to see the dual report on a UK customer, and he's actually supplied the name of the customer. So,
Oh, perfect.
Of his customer, sorry, not you. So I'm sure that will be something you can follow up, Joanne. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get that over to you later on today.
Yeah. In fact, we were quite pleased to be involved in the process of this being developed. Dan Hancock's the MD at CoCredo came to our Credit Professionals Forum and ran a couple of workshops, and I think we'd like to say we had our finger in the pie, so and helped to develop the product. So I'm glad it's been a great success. So
yes, thank you very much for that.
You've got another question here from John Mackey. How broad is your global coverage?
Off the top of my head, I think it's 223 countries. So I think we basically cover everywhere, and dependent on the country, depends how quickly we can get that report. Sometimes, the more obscure places tend to take a little bit longer. But if you've got any sort of specific countries you're interested in, then do let me know, and I can let you know sort of how available they are, and if we do have to order investigations, then the lead time for those.
Okay, I think there's another one here. I note that you only have 500 dual reports. Will this be more than 500? So
I'm not sure where that figure's coming from. We have all of the limited businesses in the UK you're able to generate dual reports for, so it is quite a lot more than 500.
Right. Okay, so there's any. I think that's all.
Okay.
Last chance. Anybody else want to ask any more questions?
People can always email me with questions as well if they've got any further ones.
Absolutely, yeah. So thank you very much indeed. So I think it only leaves us to wrap up and say thank you very much for joining our webinar. Hope you enjoyed it. It will be available very shortly on our website. In fact, all the webinars that we do will be available on the Forums International website. This one will give us a couple of days, but it will be there. Our next webinar is on the 9th and 23rd of November with some other of our corporate partners, and we'll be announcing that on social media as we go. And if you don't know us, please have a look at forumsinternational.co.uk and for more details on our forums and what's coming up in the future. So hopefully we'll meet you again on the 9th of November. So thank you very much for joining us.